So I
See,
got
I was
roped into
supposed.
DMing again.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh, good. All right, we are ready to go. You guys had just awoken from your rest, and an explosion went off. Is that where we left off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I just muted myself. You said it was to the left side of the house, correct?
yeah, I can read up the little flavor text here. So, yeah, windows rattle as the roar of an explosion fills Trollskull Alley. Charred bodies and anguished screams fly through the air. A thick cloud of acrid smoke billows outward from the blast, which seems to have occurred right outside your door. And we will go. Where's the Trollskull Alley map? There it is. It has occurred right out front here.
Oh, so that's the front. Over here, okay.
Yeah, here we can, if you look, see this little circular portion of it?
That's the tower, right?
Yeah, that lines up to this portion here.
Oh, okay.
So, and then you have this kind of courtyard over here, and see, this is that same tower.
Yep. All right.
And you got a little courtyard, and so if we go back to the main deal,
And the one behind
kind of
it
here where Benedict's character is, he's like kind of on the porch, and you're on the tower there.
All right. Gotcha.
So an explosion has occurred. What are you guys doing?
I'll go ahead.
Look out the window, see what happened.
What he said.
I'm gonna be on the second floor, I guess, and I'll be looking, see what happened.
There are some kind of bystanders that look to be coming around, but several bodies, looks like maybe up to a dozen, are in the street, charred and in different stages of death. Some are still gasping their last breaths, while others are burned black on their skin, clearly dead.
What time was it again?
It is a pretty early, or well, not super early in the morning, because you guys stayed up real late last night, so to get your 8 hours, it became about 10:30.
Okay.
And that's when it occurred.
Does it look like anybody can be saved?
It does not look like anybody in the current vicinity it can be saved. However, if you would like to go investigate, maybe you shall find more.
I'll go run out and investigate then.
Okay. As you go out, you see a quick count on your investigation, 11 bodies. One is kind of right next to your front porch, or front entryway there, is a gnome. There's also a couple halflings off to the side, 2 human females, a couple human males that look like they were wearing some type of armor and swords, and looks like an older, elderly woman is also a victim of the blast.
These are people who are alive, dead?
All dead.
Or all dead?
All dead and severely charred and burned.
Okay, well, I'd like to look for somebody who isn't dead.
There are a group of people gathering up, but nobody that was caught in the blast looks to have survived it. There are no wounded people in need of help at this time.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll run back in and tell everybody what I saw. Whoever's downstairs.
See anyone running away?
Um,
Sketchy?
So the blast went off. There was a few seconds of delay, and then by the time you guys looked, it maybe had been 20 to 25 seconds after the blast. You did not see a cloaked figure hobbling away or anything like that. By the time you got to look, there were just some dead bodies, and crowds have started to come together to look at it.
If I run over to like one of these back side windows,
Okay,
just kind of stick my head out the window and look like up and down the alley, or the
gotcha.
street or whatever.
It was a good thought, but unfortunately, no one is there.
From up on the second floor, am I able to see like a, I guess, like point of origin, like from where it might have sprung forth, this explosion? Like any sort of, I guess, area of explosion where like the chard comes from? I don't know how to explain it. You know what I
You
mean?
do not see a line or anything like that that would indicate a direction that it came from now.
Okay.
Okay. I think I would like to go outside and kind of investigate the blast area.
Okay. So you get out and are looking around. What are you specifically trying to discern, or what are you doing? What's your intent? A good word for it.
Looking for evidence, either like magic powder, shards of something, a colored of, like smoke on like the opposite wall or something like that. Anything
Okay.
that would make a clue.
Yeah. Do you have Arcana check?
Yes. Absolutely.
Go ahead and take a peek at that. So you clearly can tell that this was the work of a fireball spell.
Ooh, okay.
So you take a little bit of time to discern that, but clearly the smell of sulfur and spell components indicate that this was some type of fireball spell. Elsa Reese ran outside to investigate. Chili is out right now. Who haven't we heard from?
Brackfoot, I want to like how he was looking out over this way. Can I be looking out on this alley and see if I see anything?
Sure. You are frantically running about the house trying to check windows and alleys. You don't see anybody suspicious or anything like that. You do see several people standing around and gawking and those kind of things, having chattered conversations about what's occurring. Give me a perception roll. You do see the caretaker here of the greenhouse is standing at her top floor, looking down at the devastation with kind of a horrid expression on her face. It looks like she was kind of frozen in spots, so maybe she saw something. You also see some other people kind of discussing the events surrounding the areas where you looked out. Enoki and Benedict, did we get an action from you guys?
I would like to kind of come out and stay near the porch, but see where the destruction is.
Okay. Are you just kind of looking it over the same way that Chili and El Cerise did already, or did you want to do something specific?
Where did my spell sheet go? I think just kind of looking it over like everyone else did.
Okay. Benedict, anything that you want to do? I don't think we heard from you.
Benedict's just gonna wander outside towards the explosion, and I think he'll cast Divine Sense just to see if he senses any good or evil within 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you light up quite a bit of goodness around you as the town folk are surrounding, and most of them are good aligned. You do not sense any evil in the area at this time. Anybody else want to do one last thing?
I want to kind of go out and see, because this happened like right in front of our place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I can maybe like flag down a guard so they don't think it was us.
Okay. You're standing out there trying to flag down a guard. Anybody else want to do anything?
Go ahead.
Okay. Can I just kind of mention to? I don't actually know if we know the caretaker of the greenhouse. I don't remember if we met her in my notes here.
Oh, I met her.
Okay. You're standing right there. I'll mention. I think she might have seen something. Do you think we should go and talk to her?
Yeah. Do you want to come with me, or does the rest of the party? Should we go out and ask if they want to come with, or are they just doing their own thing?
I think we can let them do their own investigation. We'll just let them know what we find out.
Okay. Well, I guess let's head that way.
All right. Anybody else got anything, Anoki?
So I just had a question, actually. Was there anything that would be in front of our house that would warrant that many people being there?
Well, so the Trollskull Alley, the area, it's a bustling area.
Okay.
There's many shops and stuff. Just around you, there's about 7 great shops. So it's not uncommon for foot traffic to be there. This isn't like an out of the ordinary situation.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering, like, 11, that seemed like a lot, but I gotcha.
I mean, right now, there's probably 50 people so far that have spread around.
Okay.
That have heard the vast, just in the little vicinity that happen to be walking by. Okay, Alice, Reese, and Brackfoot, before you guys even get out of the house, and Dessel, Chili, and Benedict, while you guys are all there, guards start piling in and yelling for order and disbursement, and they order everybody to go home and remain in your houses while they can do their investigation.
So where are we right now?
So you guys have just stepped foot out the side door. The city guards are piling in on the street here from all corners.
I'll just walk towards the greenhouse and pretend that that's my place.
Okie dokie.
I will follow the strangely confident Elceres.
Okay. They allow you to tuck in and sort of get in, and they're ordering everybody to disperse.
I'm gonna go like in our little courtyard area over here, or on like the porch, and watch like a nosy neighbor as to what's going on.
Courtyard.
Ditto.
All right. So the guards here sort of cordon off the area, and they try to clear some of the crowd away, telling them to go about their business or to go home, and if you live nearby, to go home and wait for further instructions. And about 5 minutes or so pass, and you guys see that a griffin, along with a kind of a knight in shining armor, for lack of a better word, riding him, has started to circle the area. And a few minutes after that, a short, older man and kind of a lanky guy come down to the scene, and they move past the guards and clearly start taking command of the investigation, as the shorter one starts to speak and look at things and maybe even cast a spell or two, while the tall, lanky one is taking notes. So while all that was happening, Elceres and Brackfoot, you guys make it over to what is that place called? Corlon's Crown, which is the greenhouse just to your south. what do you do?
Is the door open?
Yeah, it's open like for regular business if you want to walk on in.
Okay, I'll walk on in and see what happens.
Well, so you walk into the first floor and nobody's there shopping, and also Fala, who you have met before, she is not on the first floor. What do you guys want to do? Head on up or wait for her?
I'll yell out her name and be like, "It's me, the person who came here a couple of days ago, who moved in across the street."
So after a few moments, she heads down from the second floor with sort of a kind of still shocked expression on her face, and she goes, yeah, good to see you again. What can I help you with?"
I was just coming over here with my friend here, who also lives across the street. This is Brackfit.
I'll offer my paw.
Hello. She takes it.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that you were okay with all of this, like, stuff happening. We're just going around checking in, you know?
She says that she was watering her plants in the greenhouse up on the second floor when the blast blew out some of my windows. She says, luckily, I wasn't injured.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad that you weren't injured and that you're okay. Is there anything we can do to help?
Oh, no, just have to get somebody in to fix the glass at some point, I hope.
Oh, I gotcha. Did you see anything weird before the blast happened?
She said, well, I didn't see anything before the blast, but through the smoke, I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of that gnome, and then he kind of limped away. He was badly burned and kept casting glances over his shoulder like he was afraid someone might be following him. He was headed over towards the bit now, but I'm assuming he continued on.
Wow, that sounds really suspicious. Is this like something that happens often around here, this neighborhood, or?
No, this is a very unusual occurrence. I wonder if it has something to do with the new neighbors.
You mean us?
Who knows? And
Are
she
there
smiled.
other new neighbors who've
It was clearly
moved in?
it was clearly a dig at you, Elsaris. You roll insight to check that.
Oh, okay. Well.
She was saying that it was you all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was us. If he stole something from that gnome,
Who knows?
it was probably that gnome who does not live at our residence, by the way. There is a gnome that does live there, though.
Let's move on to Benedict, Benedict, Chili, Dacel, Anoki. You guys are at the house. What are you all doing as this investigation unfolds?
I'll ask Chili. So Chili, you were down there. Did you see anything or notice anything?
Well, based on my experience, and I've never been able to cast this myself, but I've studied it lots. I think it might have been a fireball.
A fireball. That's pretty strong magic, right?
Yes, this is a powerful caster.
But why would they be casting that right in the middle of the city? In the middle of the day, no less.
That I'm not too sure. Perhaps one of these crispy folk were a target?
might be, but well, the guards got this whole area quarantined off, so no more snooping around for us.
All right, L3 and Blackfoot, are you guys gonna head back or hang out in the greenhouse for a while?
Are the guards still outside?
The guards are still in strong presence.
Well, I guess we could. Well, that is our place, so we could just be like, oh, we need to get to our house. You know, we can try. At least.
All right. Hopefully they don't notice that it was a bunny that went one way and a bunny coming back. I think I might be the only Aaron gone here.
As you head back to your place, a couple of the guards give you kind of stink eyes and say, I said to stay in your homes. Get in there. Let's go. Do you live in this residence?
Yep.
I'll point. Yeah, that one right there.
He kind of eyes you suspiciously and said, well, get in there now and we may have questions for you.
Okay. Well, we'll be there.
All right. So the investigation takes about maybe 45 minutes as they're kind of milling about. Guards are actually getting closer to your residence as well, kind of cordoning off the whole street. Do you guys want to do anything in the meantime, or do you just sort of want to wait for this situation to resolve itself?
Can I just kind of sit out of sight and listen? See if they talk about, maybe this happening before, or, potential suspects, that sort of thing.
So, even with all the guards and everything, the two that are kind of leading the investigation, the short man and the tall, lanky man, are speaking in very quiet tones. So even with all your straining, it's very hard to hear unless you've got some kind of trick up your sleeve or somebody's got something that would make them be able to hear exceptionally well.
Nothing like that. For me, anyway.
Do rabbits have good hearing?
I have no idea. I don't know if Aragons have the keen hearing sense.
They don't know. They don't. So.
All right. Well, after about 45 minutes, a cart comes by, and they start kind of loading the deceased into it to take off to the city morgue. And you can hear a direct command come from the short one saying, we need to go door to door to see if there's any witnesses. Let's start here. And they point at your residence and walk up to speak with you. So anyone on the porch, they're approaching. Not sure if everybody's on the porch or if some people are inside.
Noki went inside unless...
Blackfoot's inside.
Well, they approach then who's on the porch, and the short man kind of nods his head and says, my name is Barnabas Blastwind. Need to speak with you about this unfortunate incident.
Definitely. Do you know what happened?
Well, we're working on our investigation now. After examining the crime scene and the bodies closely, our next step is to discuss and maybe find any potential witnesses. So, did you all see anything that occurred?
No, we didn't see anything. We heard the explosion, and that was what drew us outside.
He goes, well, we'll need your names for our report, please. And he looks at you all in turn and says, is there anybody else inside the house? Please bring them out.
I'll go grab everybody else then. I'll push open the door and I'll say, everybody, come outside. They need to get our names for their report. Let's not piss off the city guard.
Does anybody do anything different than giving them their correct name? Sounds like a no. So, as they go through and take all your names down, Barnabas will nod at both Inoki and Chili and say, yes, you're both registered with our order, the Watchful Order of Mages and Protectors. He kind of looks at both of you, Chili and Inoki, and says, well, I'm sure you've discerned what the blast was. Did you have any other information for us?
No, I don't believe I do.
What about you, Miss Inoki?
I I was woken up by the blast just like everyone else here was. Didn't see anything special, just a lot of corpses.
He says, very well. If you have nothing else to add, we shall move on. Please, you will be noted to all guard posts. You are not allowed to leave the city. While you are suspects, I highly doubt that you would set off a blast so close to your residence here. But formalities must be adhered to. I'm sure you can understand.
Excuse me.
Yes.
When will we know when we're allowed to leave?
Oh, it shouldn't be more than a few days for us to conclude our investigation.
Okie dokie.
Well, if nothing else, they turn to head on to another house to knock on the door and ask some questions.
Why didn't you tell him about the fireball, Chili?
He seemed like he knew what it was. I mean, he mentioned it to us. Not that it was a fireball, but he said that we likely figured out what it was.
Okay, playing a little shy. I see how it is.
Well, just with our confrontation yesterday, I didn't want to get us in any extra trouble.
Not a bad thought process. Well, we're trapped in the city now, for at least a couple of days.
What would you guys like to do?
I guess we could start cleaning and start our community stew.
Yeah.
Or we could. I mean, we can't leave the city, but they didn't say we couldn't do our own investigation.
Well,
And
It's true.
I'll bring up the what's her face talking about the cloaked man who was headed in the direction of the bent nail.
You want to go that way, see if we can find any clues?
Are we allowed to leave now?
we can leave our house, just not the city.
Oh, okay.
But Brackfoot, we could also report back to the Harpers, because we did talk to Maxine, and that's what they just wanted to know what she knew, correct?
If I recall correctly, didn't you guys send a paper bird?
Oh, yeah, we did,
Yeah,
right?
we sent a paper bird.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wonder if the Harpers know anything about anything like this, but we can go check it out ourselves. We have a direction at least.
Go
Okay,
in the bent nail or just past the bent nail?
In the direction of the bent nail.
I guess we just walk that way, see what we find, right?
Yeah. I mean, if there's, I don't. How much information did you give about what you guys found out across the street?
I mean, I gave it all. There wasn't a ton, right?
Okay. Alright.
Just like the cloaked figure.
Oh yeah, picking up an object from the gnome and heading in the direction of the bit nail.
Also, he was badly burnt, so we just have to look for a badly burnt individual, possibly.
Who has about a 2-hour head start.
Oh.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and find some charred clothes on the way.
I mean, maybe.
Sounds more interesting than cleaning.
Anything to get out of cleaning.
I mean,
so
you'll still have to do it eventually.
we can do this quickly because it's going to be sort of a wild goose chase for y'all. But you guys head off towards the bent nail and look around. And after you get past the bent nail, there's another alley and another split and another T. And spending as much time as you want, you guys really don't find much headed that way. No burnt clothes or good path.
What about inside
Inside what?
the bent nail?
No. The bent nail you guys have been to before. Met with Tally, who gave you guys some quotes on stuff. He says that nobody's been by his shop. And he was deep in work when the explosion went off. He didn't even know what was going on.
I feel as though this might be a little bit of a needle in a haystack situation.
Maybe we'll just have to talk to the Harpers and see if they know anything.
And I mean, technically, I could also reach out to the Zentarum gang to see if they know anything about this.
Are they gonna pay you for the drow gig? The elf killer?
I mean, I'm sure I'll get some kind of compensation, but technically they asked to see if we could investigate. I don't really believe any sort of reward was talked about just yet, if I recall, but information and connections are their own rewards sometimes. Let me see.
Okay, well, how would we reach either of those organizations? By letter or?
Send another paper bird for the Harpers.
I would, I have to go to the Yawning Portal in order to contact DeVille Starsong, but I don't know if we want to ask the Harpers maybe a little bit more about what they plan to do with that information that DeVille and the bouncer at the Yawning Portal, Yagra, what they're planning to do with that information. Is this like are they trying to take out the Zentarum gang and all that kind of stuff? Because then we might have an in, potentially.
Who exactly are the Zentarum?
Well, this happened all before you came. But there's the Zentarum gang and there's the Xanathar gang in this city. They seem to be quite at odds with each other. And, well, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the Zentarum gang that kidnapped Rainier, and Floon. They kidnapped Floon. And then the Xanathar guild killed all those Zentarum guys that had kidnapped Floon and Rainier, and then we were able to save Rainier, and then we saved Floon from the Xanathar gang. So shady people, to say the least, but sometimes those underworld connections come in handy in certain situations.
I see. And you have prior connections to these folk?
Well, they just so happened to reach out to me, and they had asked me if I would be interested in investigating the murders that were happening down at the docks there. So I could report back to him and kind of let him know what was found, but I feel like I kind of want to know what the Harpers plan to do with that information first. They seem to be pretty influential. What do you think, Brackfoot?
I mean, I'm down to talk to the Harpers first and see what they have to say.
Preferably talking to somebody that doesn't make you look extra shady might be smart.
It's definitely not shady.
All right, somebody give me an action. What are you doing?
So, Brackfoot, maybe we send out one of those paper birds and have them maybe meet us at Trollskull or somewhere else.
I think they'll probably set the meeting location.
Okay, that's fair. And then we'll kind of see what they have to say about the whole Maxine information.
Okay. I'll write up a paper bird that says, I guess asks if we could get a meeting with Mert about the Maxine story or information, and see if we can get more information on the explosion outside of our manor.
Okay. What's the letter say exactly? I'll use 50 characters, I think.
I thought it was 50 words.
50 words, yeah. So it's like a tweet.
Yeah. Mert, need more info on Maxine info. Also, what do you know about the explosion in Trollskull Alley?
Okay. Off the paper bird goes to Mr. Mert.
Do we know anything about the Dre company?
Just that it's a local taxi service if you need a ride.
Okay, right. So I had it in my notes, but I didn't put that on as a taxi.
Yeah, I know it's kind of a weird deal. Dray, which is D-R-A-Y, is basically the fantasy world equivalent of the word taxi. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, just there you go. All right, anybody else want to do anything, or are you guys just gonna wait to hear back?
Well, can we, Benedict, can we put out that loan for the things that we want for our little tavern here?
Yeah, go talk to Rainier. See if we can get that loan. So we can start the tavern and gambling.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything else, or you guys all gonna go talk to Rainier?
Yeah, I'll go. Probably need help carrying some
Okay.
stuff back.
I'll go.
All right, everybody heads off to meet Rainier. Where do you guys go to try to find him?
Well, we know where Floon's house is, right? Think we've been there before?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can probably start there and see if he knows where we can go.
They're not there, then maybe the yawning portal.
Well, they also said we can get a loan from the bank as well, so we have that option. But
All right. So heading to Floon's house. He is not there at this time. However, one of his housemaids is, and you can leave a message or.
I'm gonna ask where he is.
He is out for the day.
Well, I suppose we'll leave him a message that is Saviors stop by, and I'm looking to talk to Rainier. He can find us at Trollskull Manor.
I shall leave word.
Well,
All
now where do we go?
We could go to the bank, check out their rates, you know.
Is that what you guys want to do? To the bank?
Yeah, works for
so.
me.
All right. Heading to the Castle Ward, where the main bank of Waterdeep is located. You meet with a kind of grizzled dwarf named Herfuck. And he says, "How can I help you today?"
We were curious about terms on a loan.
Oh, okay. For what? A property or business, or what are you doing?
Business, starting a tavern, some tables, a bar, maybe some gambling tables. Is that legal here?
Yes, some games of chance are legal, as long as they're run straight, of course. Where is the location that you're looking to do this?
Trollskull Alley in Trollskull Manor.
Trollskull Manor. I have been there before many years ago when Old Leaf was running the joints. Yeah, I heard it's in a little bit of disarray, but good bones in that place. Do you own the building outright?
We do.
Then we can offer you terms. How much money are you looking for?
Whatever the amount is that we need to start a tavern and get a couple gambling tables going.
Well, he kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, that would be up to you, I would suppose. You can do it on the cheap or have nice things."
What do you guys think? Like 600 gold? 1,000 gold?
I think we were gonna go for that die of barf heal, so
Yeah, but our stuff doesn't have to be
cheaper.
terrible.
Well, let me ask you this. How soon would we have to pay it back?
Terms are monthly payments. And depending on the size of the loan and the interest, we would work out the terms.
what's the typical interest rate?
For a business loan, depending on the length of time, the interest goes up. If you can pay it back within the year, we do a 5% interest. If you would like to extend it for 10 years, it is a 10% interest.
What if like it's a 5-year loan? Then what is that?
A 5-year loan we will do at 7.5%.
7.5%, but it's 5% for the year.
Yep.
I mean, what do y'all think? 5% is like not bad.
I don't want to end up paying in debt to the bank and having them take her home. I think it might be better to see what terms Rainier has.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just gonna. Well, obviously we have to talk to Rainier first and weigh our options. But this is good information.
Goes, very well. If you wish to take a loan, come back and see me.
And that was her fuck was the name.
Her
For
fuck.
fuck.
I like her fuck better.
Let's not piss off the bank tellers.
Okay, well, we're still need to find Rainier, but it seems like it could be quite difficult, especially in this big city.
You know, we could have sent a bird just directly to him.
We could
Yep.
very well still do that.
Yeah. I mean, why don't we go home and see if he's there? And if
Yeah.
he's not, we'll send one.
All right, that works. We can start
Okay.
cleaning, I guess.
Maybe we should send a bird to Regis as well. Get him started on acquiring what we need for the tavern.
Gonna need to get some more birds at the rate we're sending them.
How many do we have?
7 right now?
Okay.
Or no, 6.
Where can we buy more birds?
They're available throughout the town, and they are an uncommon magic item. Let me see if I can find a good cost.
Mr. Wizard might have to start making them.
Yeah, so they come in packs of 10 for 50 gold per pack.
All right, so who are we sending a message to? Now we got to be picky.
Well, I don't think we have any other way of reaching Regis.
Yeah, Regis for sure. He's getting one. And then, well, should we just invite Regis over, or like he's got to travel here?
Tell him to bring his own sleeping bag.
So is Regis going to live at the Trollskull Manor as well?
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, you guys got to give him a room.
All right, we gotta
Who's
account.
sharing?
We'll have to account for that one.
Can you give him a Harry Potter style under the stairs?
We can renovate the cellar a little bit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give him a decent room if you want him to stick around. You have to treat your employees.
Oh no.
You
Perhaps
can't
we
put them in
should
the cellar
actually
or under
furnish
a closet.
the building first.
Yeah, let's
Well-
get his room at least put together.
Yeah, before we invite him over, all right, come sleep on the floor.
Well, he did say it would take him a day or two to get over there. So
We have time to set up his room then.
all right. So right now you guys are in the castle ward. You just left the bank. What are you doing?
Should we head back and see if Rainier's at Trollskull?
Sure.
Do we send the letter to him? Is that why we're heading back?
I thought we were waiting to send the letter to him just in case he got the other message. And he's like waiting there for us.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in the meantime, if he's not there, we can begin tidying up the place.
I guess so.
needs to be done.
All right, so everybody just wants to go back to Trollskull Manor. You guys don't want to go to the Yawning Portal or investigate around or do anything?
You sent a paper bird to the Harpers, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to find out a little bit more from them before I head over to the Yawning Portal. So, back to Trollskull. We'll figure out which room belongs to Regis.
The Trollskull, you guys go.
Okay, which room is his?
Are these the like these are the size of the rooms already, or can we put divisions in between these?
This is how the building is set as of right now. But you can do something else if you want.
You basically consider each little fireplace like a possible room. This has got a fireplace.
Should we
When you
start
say-
marking the rooms so we know what's what?
When you say decent room, like, what does that mean? Like, would this be considered a decent room?
Yeah. I mean, how would you like to be treated? Do you want to be put in the cellar or do you want to be in a room? Even though he's an NPC, he's still a person.
I mean, how bad is the cellar? Is it bad down there?
There's no.
It is
blood.
currently filled with poop.
Still kind of smells, but they did get it cleaned out.
I mean, there's no natural light in there, and most humans like, to be able to see the outside.
You can also do whatever you want. I'm just telling you,
Let the man.
there's always consequences to actions. So.
Let the man have a room, El Cerise.
I mean, we could just give him this room then.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Are we writing our names on stuff now?
I'm getting confused on what's what.
Okay.
Or reaches.
We were gonna turn most of the second floor in eventually into an inn.
But we don't have to, technically. If we want just like the upper levels to be ours, then it can be ours. And then the first level is all fun and games down there.
Do we realistically need a ton of room?
I guess not.
Like, you need room for your leather shop, which I would assume would be on the first or second floor.
Yeah. It would be, I don't know. It'd be like here.
I think this was the good spot for the deal, but it also kind of sacrifices, as that place is the best spot for the kitchen if you want a kitchen to serve food.
Oh, that's true. But we haven't gotten that far yet with the kitchen stuff. Right now, we're just doing tavern, community soup, and gambling, right?
For now, yes.
Wait, where's the gambling room going to be?
I can just be, like, out in the open.
Yeah, it's just in the floor plan here somewhere.
Maybe in the corner over here.
Like right over there.
Yeah.
So this place is pretty decent size too. So like, I can shrink your guys down to like, this is what it would kind of look like in there.
My God, it's gigantic.
These rooms are way bigger.
Sorry, more like
Gave
more
Regis a mansion.
more like that size.
Yeah. Okay.
So like you
Well-
could sleep in one side and then you have like a little desk in the other. So these rooms are somewhat large. So you could have like a gambling tables over here and then like regular tables here and then like a sitting area over here or something pretty easy. Or you could, if you want to have the whole first floor as bar, you can make the second floor the gambling hall, whatever you want to do. So, but again, we can kind of make this this can all be done through Discord. So
Yeah.
you guys can just discuss what you want to do. Give me a shout. We can take loans. We can do all that stuff. On it.
When like we're done for the evening, will you put us back on this page so
Yes.
we can divide and draw and shit?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be good. Thanks. All right. So I guess in the meantime, we're just waiting for the responses from the two people, correct?
Oh, well, you've only sent the one to Merch. So you left a note for Floon to meet you guys, or for Rainier to come meet you guys.
Right.
But other than that, y'all are just hanging out unless you want to do something.
Do we know what his day job is? Like, will he be back at the end of the day?
Rainier?
Yeah.
Rainier is just a rich person. They do
Okay.
what rich people do.
Also, we left the note with Floon, or at Floon's house.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're trying to get Floon to tell us where Rainier is. So, I mean, we could just send the paper bird to Rainier.
Yeah.
Yeah, since he's not here.
And I guess in the meantime, I'm just going to be doing a little rapid fire prestidigitation cleanup. It's walking
Dick just has a rag, and he's like, "God damn, that's so much faster."
Picture
You actually find that the prestidigitation takes much longer than just putting a little elbow grease into it.
Yeah, I don't want to get dirty though.
Prestidigitation is good for like a teeny minor effect, but just put a little sweat into it. It goes much faster.
It's my way of looking like I'm cleaning a lot, but I'm actually not cleaning a whole bunch.
Then are we just waiting for the Harpers to get back to us or head into the yawning portal?
I mean, I could head over to the yawning portal, or we could all head over there. That's not a problem. Once again, it can take a little bit of time for. So it's the bartender that notifies DeVille that I want to meet him. So that could take some time as well.
Does
Okay.
anybody
Let's go around the table to make this a little quicker. Sorry, go ahead and say what you were going to say though first.
does anybody have any connections that they think they could use other than the ones we've mentioned so far? Like anyone that's a part of a faction or something?
Sorry, can you say that first part again?
Does anybody have any connections to factions that they think could help with the whole fireball thing at the moment, other than what's been mentioned?
I guess. Go ahead.
Well, I do have a little bit of connection, but I'm not sure necessarily how they could help. They are pretty smart when it comes to magic.
And who would this be?
Well, as a wizardly folk such as myself, I do have some wizardly friends.
And how do you think they'll be able to help?
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I'm not too sure. While they're very gifted, I don't necessarily know if they'll be able to help the investigation.
Well, it's an option at the very least.
He is part of a very powerful alliance, though. So, I mean, that might be of use.
Well, I guess I can head over to the yawning portal then. Do Do we want DeVille to meet us anywhere in particular, or meet us at the yawning portal?
Not here would be preferable.
Well, I mean,
Need to set up conference rooms.
Yeah, they already technically know where we live. They did send the message directly to Trollskull Manor.
Yeah, but do we want to be, like, seen with sketchy people, like, around our residence?
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we should just make the meeting at the yawning portal.
Wait till we have the dive bar before the sketchy people show up.
Then they'll blend
All
right
right.
in.
Let's make some actions. Does anybody want to do anything, or are you guys just waiting for somebody to contact you?
Benedict is gonna wander outside, and I don't know if this will work or if you'll let me do it. He's gonna wander outside and try to find an animal. Guess speak with animals.
Unfortunately, you don't see any animals handy right outside your residence.
Okay. I guess during the period of while people are waiting, he's gonna wander to the Emerald Enclave just to talk with Melanor.
Absolutely. So Benedict's heading to the Emerald Enclave. Chili, what are you gonna do?
That's a great question. I suppose if I can go back and visit the wizardly friend.
Okay, so you're gonna head to talk with some of your wizard contacts. We can do that. Inoki, what are you gonna do?
I am going to lose my spell sheet, my character sheet again. Okay, I guess I'm gonna do some more research in the book of diseases I have.
Okay. El Cerise, what are you going to do?
I guess check on my plants, see how they're doing, water them, and work on taking apart some of the leather armor that I took from some people a little bit ago. And just repurpose it, I guess. Work on that for a bit.
So you're gonna do some leather working. Oh my!
Yep.
What are we doing? All right.
Giselle's gonna go to the yawning portal.
Spread the word of the new tavern.
Inside the other tavern. Why are you going to this dump where trolls come out of the middle? You could come to our place where there's a ghost.
Fireballs.
And fireballs being launched in front of the building.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed part of that. So Inoki's reading his book. El Cerise is working on leather. Brackfoot, what are you doing?
I will stay and clean since nobody else seems to want to do that, and wait for a message back from Mert.
Okay. DeSalle, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go over to the yawning portal just to message DeVille.
Okay. All right. Let's do a couple of things first. I'm so sorry. So, Brackfoot, El Cerise, and Inoki, can you put yourselves in the house where you're doing your thing?
I'm just cleaning generally downstairs, the first floor.
Okay. El Cerise, are you just standing in the middle doing your thing? Or are you working in your shop or up in one of the rooms? Or
I think I had like kind of wanted to make this area like my workshop type area. So I'll just be working in there. That's where I put the plants. So
Perfect. And lastly, Inoki, what are you doing?
All right, I'd be like up on the first floor, out of the way, going through the guide to magical diseases I have.
Okay.
See,
All right. Shoot. Sorry, hold on one second, guys. I had to change something. Heck is it called? Give me 1 second. We'll be all set up. Sorry. All right. Let's start with Benedict. Benedict, you head all the way down to the South Ward in order to meet with the Emerald Enclave. You get to the door, and Melanor meets you and says, "What can we do for you?"
Eleanor, good to see you.
You
I don't
as
know
well?
if you. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you heard, but there was a large magical explosion up near Trollskull Manor. I was wondering if you'd heard anything about that.
We did. We have no evidence nor information, but come in, come in. Jareth would love to speak with you.
Of course. Go in.
So it leads you into that kind of open air manor, and Jareth's disembodied voice reaches out to you and says, "Benedict, it is good to see you again. Well done in handling that mess with the scarecrows."
Thank you. It's good to hear your voice.
It has come to our attention that you had a little incident outside your place of residence.
Yes, we have no idea what happened. Just it was some powerful magic.
It is our understanding that a man, a gnome, was on his way to see you and was murdered just outside your residence. This has something to do with Lord Neverender and his hidden stash of dragons. Have you heard this tale?
Have not.
It is said that the Open Lord, Lord Neverender, Rainier's father, stole or embezzled millions in dragons and treasure before he was exiled to Neverwinter. Something to do with an item called the Stone of Galor. Shall reveal the way, but all of this mess, this fighting between the Zentarum and Xanathar, and this unrest to the natural world has to do with this money. Something must be done, and I believe you can assist.
Of course, definitely willing to give it my best. What do you suggest?
Well, I don't know, but certainly finding this stone and perhaps the treasure to return it to the city will stop some of this unrest that's occurred.
Okay, and who do you think is most likely to have taken the stone?
I do not know. Could be any number of people. The
Okay.
Zentarum, the Xanathar. It is unknown to me.
Well, I will start looking into it. Thanks for the information.
Before you leave, she goes, I sent a message to your friend Anoki. Do you think he might be interested in joining the Emerald Enclave? Seems a capable fellow.
Possibly, especially if we can help her people. But outside of that, I think she's more interested in finding a cure for the disease that's hurting her village, her group.
Well, then we shall invite her to join.
Of course, sounds good.
All right, you head on.
Yep.
All right. Who else was taking off? Oh, Chili. What did you want to do?
Yeah. So, can I can I swap what I was doing?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go to like a library or something instead.
Well, there's the bookshop right next door, or what would you like to do?
Well, like, is the selection there pretty sizable?
It is indeed pretty sizable.
All right, well, yeah, I'll just go right there then. See what I can know about. I guess, folks that would be casting fireball, like maybe some of the different guilds and whatnot. If I can kind of maybe narrow down where this caster came from.
Yeah, make as you're walking by towards Bookworm's treasure, you pass a building with a little eye above it that says Tiger's Eye Investigations. And you hear a woman from inside. Make me a perception check.
Alright. Perception.
You hear a woman discussing the fireball situation. And she kind of loudly exclaims, I tell you, it was not a man. More like a puppet, shaped like a man. A puppet without strings. It was on the rooftop. It hurled something into the crowd below that caused the explosion. I saw those poor halflings burned alive.
Okay. I guess, can I wander in there?
What do you do?
Well, it's a business, correct?
It is a building, and a sign outside says Tiger's Eye Investigations.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna walk in, assuming it's a business.
So getting to the door, it is locked, but you jiggle the handle, and a kind of burly man in a trench coat opens the door and looks you up and down and says, "Can I help you?"
Well, hi. I see that you're an investigative service. I was maybe looking to inquire you. You see that fireball that happened earlier today. It happened right outside of our home, and I was just I don't feel safe. I want to know who did it.
I can certainly take a look into the investigation, but right now I'm in a meeting, as you probably noticed. I can make an appointment for you tomorrow if you wish.
Sure, that would be lovely. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. sharp. Closes the door before you can say anything else.
Okay.
What else did you want to head on to the bookshop still?
Yeah, I'll still go there and just see if I can find a little bit more about the guild.
What guild?
Any and all of them? That would be in Waterdeep, if that's possible.
So the current ones, if you want to name one, we can do, or do you want to just find about every guild that's ever existed in a history book, or it's a ridiculous amount of information. So either if you want to narrow it down, I can give you something more specific, or if you want just some bold outlines, we can do that as well.
The more lawless ones. So, like, which ones were we mentioning before? The Zentirum and the Xanathar, and then maybe any others that would be potentially evil aligned.
So for this instance, I'm not gonna be like vague on like, can I find out more about the Zentarum? If you have like a specific question or like a line of reasoning that you want to go down, we can do something like that. Does that make sense? And I can circle back to you if you want to think on it a little.
Powerful magic users in these guilds.
Okay.
Is that narrow enough?
Yeah. In which one though?
Let's do the Zentarum first.
Okay. So roll me an investigation, and we will see how much you find out.
All right.
If anything. So you know that the Zentarum have you kind of find some books about those type of organizations, and the Zentarum have been known to have casters amongst them. You even fought one before, Grumshar.
I wasn't there yet.
Oh, fair enough. So there are different casters and stuff, but there's nobody like famous, and there's not that much information specifically on the Zentarum Guild, as the Zentarum Guild is known as a black network, and so if there was information about them, it'd sort of be counterintuitive.
Sure, there's no like infamy type deals.
There is
folklore.
So they have them kind of like written about in like other books of like things that they are suspected to have done in other regions, but unfortunately you can't find like this is their main fireball caster or anything like that,
Okay.
If you got one more thing if you want to do, that's fine, and then we'll switch over to the cell.
No, that's fine, go ahead.
All right, the cell coming into the yawning portal. I'm actually going to throw this map up. There is something extremely interesting occurring. Just above this portal here has been erected a large platform on ropes. And on the platform is a group of people, a half-orc, barbarian-looking type guy, a dragonborn in shining metal, and a kind of wizened-looking older human in wizard robes. And they are being lowered down into the portal, going down ever deeper and deeper. And about 3 or 4 dozen people are kind of standing around the bar, yelling at Dunnan here, who you've met before, as he's writing down odds. And you hear one person shout, "I got 100 gold, says that Dragonborn's the only one to make it back alive." And the other one says, "No, he'll die first, it's the half-orc that'll live," as they're being lowered down into the portal. What do you do?
Is Dunnan the barkeeper?
He is.
Okay. So I'm going to I'll make my way over to the bar there. Kind of keeping an eye, like just watching from the side of my eye these guys descend down.
So you can see that up on the board behind the deal are all kinds of names and bets against these 3 individuals. Little Grin, the half orc, Meehan, the dragonborn, and Garrett, the human, are being lowered, and the bets are whether they shall make it back alive and how long it will take them to make it back.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to the bartender and ask him. Well, this looks like something brand new from the last time I was here.
Well, it doesn't happen so often, but every once in a while, a group of, well, either brave or crazy, whichever one you want, decides to venture into the portal and see what Hallister has to offer.
Where does that portal go to?
To the domain of Hallister.
Oh.
Surely you've heard of him.
Of course I have, but you should explain it for the people in the front over here that might not know.
He kind of laughs at you and he goes, "This portal leads to the dungeon of the Mad Mage Hallister. Before Waterdeep was even here, Hallister made his mark on Waterdeep. He built a great wizard tower that was said to have reached the clouds. But over the, well, millennia, really, thousands of years, he dug deeper into the earth, creating fantastical planes and worlds, leaving the towers to crumble, and Waterdeep was built right on top of it.
So these portals or these caverns here are kind of the leftovers of...
Oh, down below, Hallister still controls everything. He's gone a bit mad over the last 5,000 years or so, but there's all kinds of stuff down there.
So those guys might actually encounter Hallister down there, potentially.
Rare to encounter the Mad Mage himself, but I've never heard of anybody making it down. Supposedly there are 23 levels, and Hallister can only be encountered at the lowest levels. I myself I've only made it to about 11.
And you're quite a strong fella as well.
That's how I paid for all of this. There's more gold and treasure down there that you'd know what to do with.
Is that a different treasure than Neverember's treasure?
Oh, the Open Lord's treasure.
Yeah.
I believe they say he stole 500,000, 1,000,000 dragons, something like that. There's much more valuable things down in the portal.
Okay.
But I would keep your eye away from that. That's for more seasoned veterans, if you catch my drift.
I wasn't planning on going down there, but might consider a friendly wager.
Oh yeah? Alright. Who do you think will make it back? The half-orc, the dragonborn, the human, or none of them? Or a combination gives you better odds.
Well, I'm gonna put down... I'll put a... Let me see. Let me count my money here. How much do I get? I'll put down 3 gold on the orc, or the half-orc there.
Making it back? Alright,
Yes.
looks like he's going at 4-1 odds. So, he'll take your coin.
Alright. And as I hand him the coin, I'll kind of pull him in a little bit and kind of whisper, and I want to send a message to Deville.
He kind of looks and he goes, talk to Yagra. She'll help you out. And you can see the half-orc sitting at a table in the corner.
I'll kind of nod to him and give him my money and head on over that way.
Yagra's sitting down, kind of laughing and joking with some other people about the group going down. When she sees you approach, though, they kind of clear off, and she goes, "Can I help you?"
Well, I hope so. I'll kind of like glance side to side and kind of say, I was looking to talk to Deville. He sent me to investigate those murders happening down at the docks.
DeVille has been arrested, as have several members of the Zentarum organization.
Oh.
Ever since that fireball went off, the city started to crack down.
Any reason that they would suspect the Zentarum and over like the Xanathar?
No, but two of the Zentarum were among the dead outside your tavern there.
And do they know if any Xanathars were killed in that explosion?
I don't know for sure.
So he's down in what area do they hold their prisoners?
He's in the prison. You can't talk to him there.
Okay.
But I shall get word on that you took care of that little issue, and we'll let the next in line know that you're awaiting next orders. Is that why you came by?
Yes. And I'll let you know it was also it was some drow that were causing the issues.
Really? Did you fight them?
Indeed, we did. A few of them, actually.
And you're still alive?
Well, me and my friends know how to handle ourselves.
Well, good for you.
I'll kind of point over to the pit. I mean, maybe not that kind of handle ourselves, but we're able to handle ourselves.
It's quite some exciting things down there.
Yeah, Dunnan's definitely made it sound like there's some pretty good treasure and riches down there, if you could survive that long to claim it.
Oh, and the most glorious city of all, Skullport.
There's a city down there?
There's a lot down there.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Sorry to hear about DeVille, and I'll be on my way. Enjoy. Hopefully you're fruitful on your bets if you placed any.
On the half orc.
Me as well.
All right.
And I'll head out. Actually, let's grab a drink for a little bit. Gotta see if I win anything.
Oh, so sorry. The bets take weeks or months.
Okay, I'll leave.
Yeah, it's not like
It's like comes back up immediately, just all bloody bodies on it. Alright, I'm gonna head back to Trollskull.
all right. Perfect. All right, Inoki, while you're hanging out up top in Trollskull Manor, that white cat that delivered a message to you before appears and kind of comes over to you and has a note tied around its neck.
I'll take the note. What does the note say?
It is in your handouts. Well, it's about to be.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Can you see it?
Yes.
It says letter. Perfect. All right. Brackfoot, while you're sweeping up, make me a perception check. Okay. So while you're sweeping, You hear a little noise over in this area, and upon slight investigation, you notice that it looks like the floor is being swept up by an unseen figure.
I'll nod at the empty space and say, "Good work."
All right. And El Cerise, what were you trying to outfit yourself? Were you trying to do something particular or just everyone away?
You know, can I make a series of friendship bracelets?
Ah, hold on, I'm sorry. Ah,
How are they gonna look?
I'm so sorry. I didn't hear any of that. My thing got unplugged. What'd you say?
I want to make some friendship bracelets, leather ones, like leather braided ones.
Well, that is just precious beyond everything. So yeah, absolutely. Rock some. Are you making them for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Are they gonna have some type of name on them? Is it like Team something or the Blink
Um,
Adventurers?
I'll wait for us to come up with a team name, and then
All
I'd
right,
like to inscribe them.
that's perfect. Yeah, you make some super cool bracelets using the Zentarum leather that you pilfered, and you leave a place that you can stamp in or burn in or etch, however you want them to look. Some type of team name. Um, all right, everybody starts to trickle back to the residence. Chili probably arrives first, and maybe another 15 minutes later, the cell walks through the door, and probably about 45 minutes after that, um, Benedict gets back. Once you guys are all back, you get a note in the form of a paper bird that just says, from Mert, and it says, Maxine was able to confirm that Yagra and Deville were both in the Zentarum. Per the explosion, speak with Rainier.
Okay, so gotta talk with Rainier then. I think we already knew that Yager and Deville were both in the Zentarum, but
Well, Mert didn't have confirmation.
yeah, true.
Benedict is just going to relay all the information he learned to the group, especially if we're going to talk to Rainier.
And I'll let everybody know that DeVille was actually arrested, and that some Zentarum were actually caught up in the explosion this morning. So that happened.
So we definitely need to talk to Rainier.
We didn't send a paper bird to him, right? We did not send one to him.
I think we forgot to.
Yep.
All right, well, I think it's time to use up one of them paper birds. We need to see him immediately, because we need a loan from him. And I guess it's explosion.
All right, I will write up a paper bird to Rainier and say, Rainier, we need to speak to you urgently. We're at Trollskull Manor.
All right, off the bird goes. Anything else that you guys want to do, or just hang out and wait for Rainier? Any other info to share?
I'm gonna kind of run my hands along like the floor to see how well they've been cleaning. All right, acceptable cleaning, Brackfoot. Good job.
Well, I actually had some help.
You did? By who?
I think our permanent resident might like the direction we're taking.
Lith was helping you clean?
Yes, Leaf was helping me clean. I think.
Is it Leith or Lith? How do you pronounce it?
I think it's Leaf.
Leaf? Like a tree leaf?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Who all is here right now? Is everybody like here?
Yeah, everybody should be back by now.
Okay. Well, I'll start distributing the bracelets then.
All right, everybody gets sweet friendship bracelets.
And Dick puts his on immediately.
I will put mine on.
We
as
need
well.
to come up
Chili.
with a team name though, so I can inscribe them with the team name.
Well, Cerise, I think probably the cool friendship bracelets is worthy of inspiration.
Okay, cool.
If you know how that works.
I don't. I do, but I don't know what you consider.
You just get to use it for a reroll on one thing. Whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
The trick is remembering that you have inspiration.
And then once you use it, it's gone unless I give it to you again. And you
Okay.
can't get more than one. But that was a good roleplay moment, so I shall give it.
Does the inspiration last until you use it?
Yeah, it's eternity.
Okay.
You can save it forever. I try to give people inspiration every once in a while if they do something that's exciting.
Friendship's exciting.
It is. I thought it was cute, so I like it. All right. What are you guys doing now while you're waiting for Rainier to hopefully show up? Did you share your fun Port Durcell about the people going down?
Oh, yes, I'll regale them with the story of the fact that there's a mad wizard apparently living beneath the city, and there's actually a city down there called, wait for it, Skullport is down there. And I'll remind everybody about how strong that bartender was at the Yawning Portal, and he only got to level 11 of 23. So there's a lot of stuff down there, but apparently they're taking gambling bets now, so, you know, I mean, we don't have a portal that leads to a crazy wizard's underground, but we got Leaf. That's what we got. We got a ghost. And how many places can say they have a ghost?
Not
I mean,
many.
probably quite a few.
Oh,
But-
apparently way more than I thought.
I thought that was our niche. That was our deal. That was our
But
selling
probably
point.
probably not taverns, just like places. You
Okay,
know?
okay, all right. That's fine. Haunted houses, all that kind of stuff. That's okay. We have a haunted tavern.
We can have a signature drink as well. Maybe call it like the Fireball.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Amazing.
I think that might be a little bit too soon, though.
Well, the tavern's not opening for another couple of weeks, so we got time. Time to let all these murders cool down a little bit.
Yeah. So,
So I noticed that there's a blank space on these friendship bracelets here. Are we supposed to come up with something?
yeah, a name for our group.
Do we go with brand recognition and just call ourselves Last Call as well?
But that makes it seem like we're the last people you would call.
Can we
That's-
talk about the team being called First Call or something?
Ooh, we're the first call.
Or-
The tavern's the last call.
Yeah.
You can
Or
always...
we could be the see-throughs of the ghost thing, and we'll see it through, you know? Is that not good?
I'll tell you what, we'll put it up on the board for now, and we'll see if it gets the votes.
You guys can come up with stuff down the road as well. What are y'all doing? Anybody else want to do any actions or try something? Or should we just hang out until maybe Rainier comes by?
Well, I'm going to go up to wherever my room is, which is up in the attic, and head up there and kind of start tidying that area up and start envisioning where all my stuff's going to go. That's what I'm doing.
Anybody else?
We haven't identified any of the stuff that we got from the witch's house, have we?
I don't think so.
Because we still have an unidentified wand and 2 berries, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I wrote down 3, it's 2. Alright, well, I guess we could try to identify this wand.
Yeah, you just need somebody with a little bit of arcane knowledge to study it for a while. Or cast the identify spell and you can know right away in 10 minutes. Looking at you, Chili.
Yeah, sorry. I can take a look.
Ain't nobody got money to cast identify.
It's true. I'll definitely do an Arcana check though.
So for kind of the house rule on that stuff, I think it's actually the rules is written. You have to study it for like an hour.
Okay.
During downtime, and then you can identify it.
Oh, perfect.
So you can do that now. Anybody else want to do anything in the hour he's doing that?
I'll continue cleaning.
I'll join.
Since we're
All right.
okay.
I will also assist.
Gotta check out those berries too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sweet.
All right. After maybe an hour and a half or so, Rainier does knock on your door. It's getting kind of late in the evening at this point, but he knocks on your door and says, "Hello, anyone here?"
Rainier, come in. I'll lead him into the manor.
He goes, "Yes, I got your paper bird, and Floon told me I was actually on my way when the bird arrived."
Yeah, just wanted to make sure you got here. I think we have a few things to discuss with you.
Yes. What can I help you with?
Well, first matter, did you hear about the explosion outside?
I did. I actually know one of the men, the gnome that was killed. And I have some information for you. When the lords of Waterdeep ousted my father, I thought his long and dark shadow was finally gone for good. The truth is, I want nothing to do with him, but his spies hound me. One of them, a gnome named Dalakhar, has been watching me for months. Then, about 10 days ago, the spy was suddenly nowhere to be seen. My father didn't trust many people, but he trusted that gnome. I spoke to a few of Dalakhar's friends on my way over here. Apparently, he was on a special mission to retrieve the Stone of Golor, and was afraid that the Zentarum and the Xanathar Guild were close to catching him. When he heard about my kidnapping, he wanted more information about you all, the adventurers who rescued me. I think Dalakhar was planning to pay you to deliver the Stone of Golor to my father in Neverwinter.
Really? Fascinating. And Why does your father want the stone?
I don't know my father's plans or what he's done for sure, but I'm sure it has something to do with this embezzlement that he is
Benedict
accused
will
of.
pipe up. The Emerald Enclave told me the stone shall reveal the way. I think it leads the way to the treasure, to the gold.
That would be a reason to want it. Well, do you know who could have been behind it? I mean, we heard that there were some other groups that were casualties, but I also know that one of our neighbors happened to see somebody take something from Dalakar, his corpse, and run away with it.
If my information is correct, I believe it was Erstal Floxen. He is a suspected member of this black network.
How do you spell that?
I was just thinking, how bad is my spelling on these?
Cool, didn't get that at all right.
Ooh.
Is there any other information that you have for me?
Well, I heard a couple of Zentarum were actually arrested in regards to
Yes.
this explosion.
That's sort of the way Waterdeep works. Anytime something like this occurs, about 12 dozen people are arrested, and then they let everyone go that they can't prove something. Guilty until proven innocent in Waterdeep.
Oh, I also heard a couple of Zentarum got caught up in this blast as well.
Yes, I heard that as well, but I wasn't sure if they were with Dalakar or if they were after him.
Well, they
If
did.
Erstal-
they
if
did
Erstal
kidnap
is
you,
from-
so
If Erstal was with him, then perhaps they were trying to steal the stone from Dalakar before he got to you, or who knows?
Do you know where we would find this Erstal Floxen? Or where we could look?
I goes, I'm not sure. I can put out some of my people and see if I can't find any information for you, though.
I think we would greatly appreciate that.
Did any of you else see or overhear anything of import that might be able to help us?
Not sure.
What? I don't know if you know what it was that caused the explosion.
No? Did you hear something?
Well, I believe it was a fireball.
Yes, we're all aware of the fireball, but not who cast it or caused it.
Yes, well, I overheard some discussion earlier, and somebody mentioned something about it coming from a rooftop, and it coming from what I don't know how to word this. Well, a man, but not a man. They described it as a puppet, but without strings.
You mean maybe a nimble right, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Well, maybe you should check with the House of Inspired Hands. They are a temple of the god Gond. They have some of these automatrons and puppets with no strings, as you say. They are often in the Day of Wonders parade. And any of you who have lived in Waterdeep for more than a few years have certainly attended the Day of Wonders parade and seen these creatures that look like puppets with no strings marching in the parade.
Something like that. What would give it the ability to cast such a powerful spell?
Magic? I do not know. As I said, perhaps the priests of the Temple of Gond can tell you.
Okay, thank you.
I think that covered Harper business. I think the group would like to talk about maybe this business.
Great segue.
Yeah, what can we help you?
We were thinking about getting a loan to start a tavern. Is that something you could help us with?
How much do you need?
I don't know what the rest of the group was thinking, but maybe 1,000 gold?
1,000 gold? That's fine. How long will it take you to pay me back, you think?
Do we know how profitable a tavern can be?
Like, there was like a chart for it, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's a little deal we can go through, but let's just say that he'll give you as much as you need at 4% interest, if you agree. And you guys are going to need much more than 1,000 gold if you actually want to outfit the place.
We gotta.
That didn't include bedrooms or anything.
Yeah.
That was just tavern.
Yep.
And gambling and
One bedroom.
Regis's bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you need capital for food and drink and wages and all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
Would 1,000 gold cover that?
So how about this? We'll do the math, and I can make a little spreadsheet for you guys for costs on everything. You can decide what you want to do, and then we can outfit it. And he'll give you what you want at 4%, no matter how long it takes you to pay it back. But he just wants to have a contract put in place.
I'll just say a couple of years then.
We'll do it all, and I'll figure out the payments and stuff. And
Yeah.
we'll get it worked out. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will profusely thank him and shake his hand many times.
Perfect. All right. So we'll work that out in downtime because it'll be kind of a long thing, and then you guys might want to spend some extra gold on your place. I don't know. Maybe you want like a workbench or like a outfit shop for El Cerise or whatever.
When we agree upon getting the loan, do we notice anything in the house? Does the house do anything?
No.
All right.
No, not
All right.
not yet.
Having the workbench and other stuff, what benefit would that have for us?
Well, if El Cerise wants a shop, she'll need a place to work, and
Does that add a D20 to our roll for profit?
yeah, it probably will.
El Cerise is taking all the profits for herself. What are you talking about?
All right, sounds good.
All right. So, the Temple of the Gond is where we should be headed. Sounds like.
It's nighttime now, so I don't know if you guys want to.
Tomorrow is what it sounds like.
Yeah, rest and then head out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
If we're kind of starting to wind down for tonight's little rest there. I want to start scribing some spell scrolls if I can.
Yeah.
I can do like 2 hours of work in like an 8-hour long rest, basically. And it's gonna take a work day to write a whole scroll, which is 8 hours of work.
Yeah, let me double check these.
Yeah, I sent that over to you.
Yeah, I got you.
Like during a long rest, you get like 2 hours of light activity or something like that.
Mm. Yep, that's fine. You can work on it. I think it costs 25 gold times the spell level times the caster level. But that seems silly.
I think it's just like 25 gold for like a level 1 spell, basically from the chart in I think it's in Taj's or Xanathar's guide.
Yeah, hold the dungeon master rule here. Yeah, we'll work it out. No
Yep.
stress.
I'm just starting
But
to
yeah.
work on it anyway, so.
That's fine. All right, you guys rest through the evening. What do you do when you wake up?
We've got.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, get ready to go to the Temple of Gond.
All right. You head down towards the Sea Ward to the corner of Sea-Watch Street and Shark Street. The House of Inspired Hands looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. The symbol of Gond, a toothed cog with 4 spokes, is displayed prominently. As you approach, you see the silhouette of a humanoid shape perching on the rooftop. It extends an arm, releasing a tiny metal sparrow that flies into the sky and does a couple loops before it veers right towards Benedict. It is flying at you. What do you do?
Hold out my arm. It's like a post, like a resting post.
It flies at you full force and hits you. I think 17 misses though, right? You got armor. What's your AC?
Yeah, 19.
It smashes against your armor, crumbling into a bunch of pieces.
You broke it.
I don't know what I did. I was trying to be friendly.
And now it's broken.
Did seem like it was coming kind of fast.
Was that a metal bird?
It was. You can inspect the pieces, and it's a little sparrow made of metal.
Think we should tell somebody?
Well, you are standing outside the House of God, or the House of Inspired Hands.
Scoop up the pieces.
You said there was a figure up on the roof?
There was a humanoid figure that released the sparrow, but he is no longer there. Kind of coming from what looked like an attic window.
Ooh. Okay. I would like to. Benedict, you have the sparrow pieces?
Yep.
Okay. I would like to walk up and cast Mending on it.
Okay. It kind of comes back together, reshapes itself, and is now a mechanical flying sparrow. But it sort of kind of pecks at you and seems to like attack, trying to get away as you hold it in place. It looks like maybe it is malfunctioning.
What did you do to it, Chili? It's all crazy.
Well, I don't know. It was supposed to fix it. Little bird, do you speak?
It does not.
Maybe let's just go inside the temple.
Do we knock on the door or?
Seems like a good as plan as any. Chili will kind of approach the door and knock on it with the staff.
I'd keep prepared.
So you knock, and kind of a loud boom echoes through as a big room on the other side. It echoes, and after a few moments, a dragonborn priestess opens the door and greets you, saying that her name is Valletta. How can she be of assistance?
Excuse me. Your bird here hit my friend. We were just returning it.
A bird? Where did it come from?
Well, a figure on the roof.
She kind of sighs and shakes her head, and she goes, "Thank you, I shall take it back." And grabs it from you and starts to close the door.
Oh, 1 minute.
Yes? How can I help you?
We were told that you might have some helpful information for us.
Hold. What information can I give you that would assist you?
Well, perhaps you could start with what you do here at the temple.
She says, "I am a priestess of Gond, as are all people here."
And Gond, what does he do?
He is our god, the god of mechanical things.
You guys hold a parade once a year, correct?
Yes, the Day of Wonders parade.
And there's lots of puppets?
Nimble rights, as we call them.
Nimble rights, yes. Can you tell me more about them?
She kind of looks at you and just says, "Could you speak a little more plainly, as I am quite busy? Do you have something you wish to ask, or is this beating around the bush your intent?"
I don't mean to offend. This is just the way I am. And he kind of looks back at the group. Perhaps one of you can formulate something better.
All right, I'll step forward and say, well, there was some eyewitness accounts of a figure that would resemble a Nimblewright that was close to the explosion this morning. We just want to make sure that you guys don't have anything to do with that.
She kind of shakes her head and just says, "Nim, come in, come in."
I'll kind of nudge Chili and we'll walk in.
Does everybody go inside?
I'll go inside.
All right.
Yep.
As you guys enter the main hall, there's a bunch of really cool stuff. A 4-foot tall working model of a clock tower, which rings at the top of the hour, made of all kinds of different materials: iron, bronze, glass, and gold. A wooden flying machine slowly kind of flaps its wings above your head. As it stays airborne above you. A miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle with a brass plate affixed to it that says Big Belchy sank in Deepwater Harbor on the Day of Wonders 1363 DR. Scurrying next to your feet is a helmet with articulated metal arms that walks around the floor, bumping into walls and certain things, and even a miniature model of a submarine is visible.
I want to point to that and say, what is that thing?
This is called the Scarlet Marpinoth, a Latinese submersible. It was launched in 1489 DR. It can go underwater, if you believe that.
Under
I
the
can go
water?
underwater.
My word. Now I've heard everything.
And people can fit inside.
In this little thing?
Well, this is just a model.
Oh, okay. That
Is
makes
this made
much
for
more sense.
ants?
What is this, a submarine for ants?
She goes, well, perhaps Nim will have some information for you. He is always up to trouble. I certainly hope he didn't have anything to do with this accident in Trollskull Alley. And she starts leading you up towards the attic.
Who is Nima?
Nim is a Nimblewright. Most of the Nimblewrights are, well, they're less sophisticated. They simply do a few actions and are good for our Day of Wonders and some certain small tasks. But Nim was gifted to us by a Lantanese wizard. It has personality and permanence, so we took it in as a resident, but I tell you that it has caused me more grief than anything I've ever encountered in my life.
Oh, how so?
Always up to no good, that Nim is.
Does he like to play pranks or?
And apparently fireballs, though I hope that's not the truth. Come, we shall meet him. And she leads you up a couple stories to an attic. Unfortunately, as she approaches, you can see a frown kind of cross her face as she looks at a lock that is fitted on the outside of the door.
Do you normally have
Did you put
locks in
that
your
there?
thing?
She looks and she goes, "This isn't one of mine. I don't recognize it, nor do I have a key to open it. Nim must have put this on himself."
I start knocking on the door.
You hear a little bit of a shuffle on the inside, but no other noise.
I try to pick the lock.
Can we ask
You
if it's
certainly
okay?
can.
Can we ask
Make
if that's
me-
okay first?
Make me a thieves' tool check, and she gives you her blessing.
Okay. This is
That is
break
good
it
enough
in.
to do it. It pops it right open. You see an attic with work tables and drawings and all kinds of little mechanical things, including some of the a drawing of the sparrow that attacked you.
Can I walk in and be like, hello?
Make me a perception check. You hear kind of a shuffling behind some boxes, but no other sounds. And
I'll go.
go ahead.
I'd like to go check out the shuffling boxes.
So as you approach, a figure stands up behind it, and here I'm gonna throw a picture of what they look like. That's sort of what they look like, but without the sword.
Oh, well, hello. Nice hat you got there.
Valida says that unfortunately this one cannot speak, and you see Nim do sort of a rudimentary sign language, and Valida turns to you and she says, "He says that he's sorry about the bird. He didn't mean for it to hurt anyone. It must be defective."
Oh, it didn't hurt me.
Is this Nim? Or
This
is
is Nim.
Oh.
Oh, well. I guess I'll ask him, like, what he's been up to up here.
He signs, and Valida says, "He says nothing. Why?"
Can you account for all of your nimble rights this morning?
He does some sign language, and she goes, he says, "What other nimble rights?" But it seems like he's hiding something. What's going on? Do you think there was another nimble rights?
We're just trying to make sure that everyone here is innocent. This attack happened right outside of our home, so you could understand why we'd be a little bit on edge and cautious about around some of these nimble rights.
I understand. Can I ask you, just tell me plainly what occurred and what you think this one did, and then we can figure this out.
Well, from certain accounts, what was seen was that something resembling a nimblewright on top of the rooftops cast a magic spell, fireball, and incinerated about 11 individuals. So,
Right when that happens, you see Nim start frantically signing to Valida, and Valida's like, and then when he finally stops, he goes, "You fool!" He looks at you and he goes, "Nim told me that he's been a bit lonely up here with no one to speak to, so he created his own nimble right, but it escaped about a month ago, and he hasn't been able to find it. It was not him, though. He did not leave the house."
okay, so there's one nimble right unaccounted for over a month. And would this nimble right be capable of using magic?
Nimble rights cannot cast arcane spells, though. But an arcane spell is not the only way to cast a fireball.
They're capable of using some kind of maybe magic item or something like that?
They can use magic items, yes.
Nim, can you tell us what it looks like?
He gives you a drawing.
Thank you.
Are these Nimblewrights sentient? Like, are they able to think for themselves?
This one clearly is.
Hmm.
When you created this other Nimblewright, um, did you treat him well?
Yes. He signs to Valida.
Did he ever say why he was leaving? Or did he just disappear one day?
He signs back. He says, he just disappeared. I've been searching, but I can't find him.
And y'all didn't get into like an argument or anything?
No.
Could he speak?
No. No voice boxes on Nimblewrights.
What were some of its favorite things? Favorite things to do? Those.
He signs, it didn't have that deep a personality.
Is there any way to track it or anything like that?
He sort of nods and he goes over to one of his tables and he hands you a very odd device. It's a kind of 1 foot copper contraption with an umbrella like protrusion at one end.
And what does this do? Oh my god, look at it.
He says it should locate the Nimblewright, but I haven't been able to find it.
Wait, does it work?
He explains that if you press down the lever on by the handle, it'll detect the Nimblewright, and the umbrella will spin in a circle faster the closer you are. But you have to be within a few hundred feet, or else it won't do anything.
So when you say it hasn't worked, have you just not been close enough, or?
I haven't been. I've got readings off it before, but I haven't been able to find them.
May I take a look at it?
He goes, "You can have it if you're gonna find my friend."
Oh, I mean, we'll certainly try.
Valida calls down to a couple of the other temple priests in anger at this situation.
So I assume I haven't seen one of these before, but does anything look like clearly broken on it, or does it, like, if I shake it a little bit, does it rattle on the inside?
I mean, it does seem odd. You have zero knowledge on this thing, unfortunately.
Alright,
Unless you want to study it further or do some kind of spell.
You know what? I'll just cast Mending on it just to be safe.
Okay. It looks the same. Nothing really occurs.
Okay. If I pull the lever,
it does spin very quickly as you point it at Nim. And then he moves over to you and flips a switch, and then it stops. And it goes, signs, he goes, "It was set on me, now it'll be set on my friend." Or other Nimblewrights.
thank you. And what did you say this contraption was called?
He goes, I don't really have a Nimblewright detector. How about that?
Alrighty.
So since you built this other nimble right, and gave it some kind of intelligence, any potential idea of where or whom they may have aligned with? Or you've just kind of not known where they've been for the past month?
He goes, I've searched for a month. If I knew any more, I would tell you. And he kind of looks to Valida and signs a little more, and she just sighs and looks down.
Now, granted that, of course, this may very well be a case of mistaken identity, but we definitely don't want anything ill to fall upon this this temple here. So if the Nimblewright were to be eliminated during its retrieval process, we hope you'd understand that those were just
Valida
the
kind of
measures.
interrupts you a little. Sorry about that, man. Valida kind of interrupts you and says, you must destroy it. In fact, I'll give you 500 gold if you destroy it. And a couple of the other priests walk in, and Valida says, gather up all of this stuff. This one cannot be trusted. And they start
Okay.
packing up all of Nim's stuff.
Okay. And I will just mention that now, of course, we do not know 100% who is guilty here. However, there have been some people that have been apprehended in connection to, or potential connection to, this explosion. So you may hear from them if this Nimblewright was in fact the cause of the issue.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know that.
So what's going to happen to Nim? Is he just going to stay here?
There's nowhere else for him to go. He causes too many problems.
I mean,
What does he do
does
here?
he take letters? Can he
Sorry?
read? Can
Yes.
he read? Okay.
He can
just
also
wondering.
understand you. Just can't speak.
Okay.
What do your Nimblewrights typically do here?
March in the parade, clean up around a little bit, but we don't keep them active all year. As you can see, they're too dangerous, but we promised this one's former master we wouldn't destroy him.
Oh. Well, if you don't mind my asking, who was their former master?
A Lantanese wizard. I know not his name. It was many, many years ago, before I was arrived.
I mean, if he's too much trouble, we could always take him off your hands.
I do appreciate that, but you should know that any trouble that this one causes will be reflected onto you.
I'll have to confer with my group then.
The former owner, did he give a reason as to why he didn't want this one deactivated?
He did not. As I said, it was many years ago, so unfortunately, we as good priests of Gons promised not to decommission him. Plus, he's very valuable.
Well, does Nim know
Does Nim know what? No. Oh, sorry. They
why
asked.
he's being kept?
They've asked, but just says that the former master must have a soft spot for him.
So if he causes so much trouble, wherein lies his value?
Well, you look at him and he's made of gold. He says his body alone is worth about 30,000 gold, plus the magic that goes into it. This is quite a casting to create such a sophisticated one. None of our priests know how, and we like to study them sometimes to see if we can better our casting.
Ah, I see. So, your promise is not the only reason you're keeping him around.
Well, that's the main one. Otherwise, we would have taken them apart years ago.
Oh. Well, your promises must mean a lot then. This other Nimblewright that Nim created, what was he made of?
I don't know. Ask Nim. Nim just says scrap parts. Many of them are just made of scrap metal and rusted parts. It's really the magic that holds them together. But as I said, we don't make ones that are super permanent, like Nim here.
So, is there a chance that this Nimblewright will become deactive before too long? How long do they usually last?
It's unknown. Depends on the spell. But as I said, this one's been around for centuries. Long before I got here.
Sorry, I was referring to the
Long after
one.
we're all dead.
I was referring to the one that Nim created.
Oh, unknown. Even Nim doesn't know himself.
Huh. Okie dokie. Well, I think that's all I have at the moment.
Then she tries to kind of shuffle you guys out, unless you need anything else.
I just wanted to quickly ask her, like, so would you be willing to give him away then, since he is a little bit more trouble than you guys like?
We're certainly not going to give him away, no. But you could
No.
possibly buy him.
Oh. But I'm assuming that would be a lot of gold, wouldn't?
Yes.
How much?
30,000.
Okay. I'll come back when I'm rich then.
All right. She shuffles you guys out of the door and closes his door, locking it shut. And all the other priests help kind of remove his stuff and head downstairs, and she leads you out, unless you had anything else. As she kind of shuffles you out the door, she says, let me know if you do destroy that. As I said, 500 gold if you do. And maybe we could even have some other items for you as well.
I want to kind of speak to her just really quickly as an aside, as soon as like the rest of the group is leaving. Just a quick statement. I want to say, has your deity spoken to anyone directly before?
She kind of looks at you quizzically and goes, I don't know. Not to me, but maybe to others who are his chosen. Why do you ask?
It's no reason, and I'll just leave. I'll catch up with the rest of the group. So who's got the little doodad there?
I do.
I guess we might as well flick that bad boy on, see if we get anything.
Yeah, I'll do so. Does it spin at all?
So you guys are over here in the C ward, and it does not spin.
So are we just gonna go through the
Should
city?
Should we get like hire a cart or something and like have it drive us around the city?
Well, it has to be within 100 feet of this thing, so could be a long time.
Was it feet or yards?
I think it was feet.
Okay.
Does D&D use yards?
I don't know. If it uses feet, I mean, it's. I guess.
Well, considering a square is 5 foot each, probably not, because a yard is.
Clearly, this game was made by Americans.
I'll be right back while you guys discuss what to do. Give me one
Sure.
second.
So I feel like going around the city's probably not our smartest idea. But what if we hit a couple key locations?
What are you thinking
What
for
are
key
the-
locations?
Well, if there's like, do we know of like a hideout?
Well, we know that, is it the Xanathars that are in the sewer, or is it the Zentarum that are in the sewers?
I think it's the I don't know. Somebody's in the
Xanathar, right?
sewer.
Probably multiples. But there was a Xanathar sewer because it had the eye on it, right?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like the
And
one.
then I thought there was one with like the yellow chalk dragon thing. Or was it a bird? I don't know.
I do not have
That
one of those in my
was
notes.
There's
Fail.
one with the eye and there's one with the dragon, right?
Yeah, the Zentarum are the serpent one. Dragon, serpent, whatever it might look like.
Okay.
So some of them
Uh,
hang out at the yawning portal too, though, right?
Yes. So yeah, I guess I might be considered more of a Zentarum type hangout base bar kind of thing, since that's where they
Yes.
invited me to.
So what if we did like a couple blocks around the yawning portal, a couple blocks around our place,
And
and
then the sewers?
Well, the sewers are everywhere.
Well, like above, like
I guess
where
this.
the opening.
I'm assuming this device doesn't like. I mean, was it the umbrella spins if we're close?
Yeah.
Is that what happens? So it doesn't
Yeah.
really say if we're like above or below wherever we might need to go.
no, just the closer we get, the faster it spins.
Okay. Well, I definitely
So I
think
mean,
like
we could technically tell by raising it, close to the ground and then away.
yeah, I definitely think like around our like Trollskull Manor might be a good spot to start and kind of make our way around, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, if
Oh.
it
'Cause
works like
we're kind of near the yawning portal too. Trollskull is, right?
Yeah, it's pretty fairly close. I think it's in the north ward still.
It is.
So I mean, we could keep it activated in between those locations as well, right? I mean, it would at least give us a small area that we've checked.
Makes sense to me.
All right, let's do that then.
Start
So, what are
at
you guys doing?
Trollskull, and then make our way out.
Right now, you guys are at the House of Gond. So, what are you doing?
We're gonna head towards the yawning portal
Okay.
and like do like a small grid, I guess, around it.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, might as well have that thing activated the entire time the ride
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are like right here, and your house is right here, and the yawning portal is like over here. So,
All right.
what do you guys give me a path?
So I guess from where we're at over to Trollskull, then over to the yawning portal.
Do you guys just kind of go down the main roads then in a direct path, or are you doing some kind of grid thing like you talked about?
Well, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Want to hit some side alleys and stuff too?
Yeah, let's just do side alleys back to our area.
If we do something weird and zigzaggy like this, and then kind of comb this area,
Okay.
Want you to comb the
Uh,
desert.
something like that.
So you do a pretty good little grid of your way from the sea ward over to the yawning portal. You don't find anything on the way to Troll Skull. However, when you get close to about right here, this kind of edge, it starts to faintly go off.
Ooh.
So lucky.
I'll just kind of nudge whoever's beside me. Look, it's spinning.
Follow the
Walk in
spin.
various directions and see which way spins faster.
All right, I'll kind of jog up the street.
So you mess around for a little while, and you start to kind of pinpoint that it's over in a little bit southeast of here.
All right. Guess just keep heading that direction.
All right, you spend most of the day kind of getting over there, zigzagging, and once you get it sort of narrowed down, you eventually kind of pinpoint it to a very large villa in the North Ward.
Is there any sort of like insignia at the front of it that would say like what family it's part of or what business or?
On the front, it's a villa estate for like a home, and it says Gralhund Villa.
Do we know who that is?
You do not, unfortunately.
We do a loop around, just kind of get a sense of the building.
You
The area.
can. So it is I don't know that I have a good map for the building, so let me just kind of describe it. So it's like a. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. It's like a corner estate, and it's kind of walled off. It's pretty big, and it's got a nice sized courtyard with a couple of large trees in it. It is a 2-story building, pretty large, and there's also a little outbuilding in the kind of southeast corner. That looks like maybe there are some horses or whatnot in there.
When we went around, did it seem like the thing spun faster in the southeast corner?
No, so unfortunately it didn't like pinpoint that it was in a certain building. It's not terribly precise.
Is it
Okay.
spinning to the point like, all right, it's probably in there?
Yes, it is spinning to the point where there is probably a nimble right in the villa premises.
Well, what do you guys think? I mean, it's spinning like there's something in there, but I don't know how these people would feel about us intruding.
What
I mean,
time of day is it currently?
So you guys spent most of the day trying to get weaving your way. So it is getting to be kind of nighttime as of now.
we could just go knock.
Hello, my dear friends. Do you happen to have a nimble right inside your home?
Oh, we could advertise a new tavern as an excuse to talk to them.
That's true.
Does anyone have paper? We can make up a flyer.
I do have some parchment here.
All right, perfect. And I'll kind of poof my wizardly quill into existence here.
I'm just holding my quill in my hand. I'm like, I'll put it away.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of sketch up like a brief little flyer that says,
Come to the last call.
yeah, last call, inn and tavern coming soon at Trollskull Manor, and
Okay.
then give
Oh,
like, extra
And-
flyery
and-
bits.
And leatherworking shop. Make sure you put that in there.
Yes, I'll entail what it'll have at its place.
okay. So, are we all going, or should we have some people around the back just in case something happens? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, just in case whatever it is gets spooked.
Whoever. We have some sneaky people here. I'm not one of them, but maybe Brackfoot would be good. Sneak around while we just go to the front door.
All right.
So how many of us are walking up to the front door?
I'll go.
So those of you who go to the front door, like I said, it's kind of a walled estate, and there's the gate's closed.
Is there a guard?
You don't see any guards on the outside. No,
Is the gate locked?
it is locked.
Should we hop the gate?
Maybe just Brackfoot. Can you unlock it?
Um,
And then we'll just tell him it was unlocked.
as a DM to player favor, I would go ahead and double check that code legal in your handouts. decide if breaking into an estate is what you
Oh.
guys want to do. I'm certainly not saying not to, but you guys may want to have a better plan than let's willy-nilly do this thing.
Well,
Look,
I just
I
wanted to break in
appreciate
the
your
gate.
thought, but I don't want to go to prison or get fined a lot of money.
Okay,
So
I'll just start knocking on the gate then.
So you knock on the gate and nothing happens for a while. Do you want to just keep knocking until something occurs, or what's the intention here?
Yeah, I'll keep knocking and yelling hello and see if somebody will eventually come.
This legal code doesn't mention anything about breaking and entering.
Yeah.
As long as we don't
Uh,
assault the person, we're good.
Or steal, yeah.
That's
Or steal anything.
Who's hanging out with El Cerise as she's doing this, and who's doing something else?
Benedict is with El Cerise. He's not sneaky.
I'll kind of like. Can I look around to see if there's maybe like a vantage point I could be sneaky at and kind of see maybe inside the walls, or is it all just flat and I can't?
It's a pretty intense complex, unfortunately. With nice walls. That's not uncommon, especially in this rich part of town.
How tall would you say the walls are?
About 15 feet.
Okay. I can hop, but I can't hop that high.
Well, with whatever your athletics is, you can certainly jump up and reach the top if you want to just pull yourself over.
I don't want to pull myself over. I want to kind of like look in. So could I like jump up, kind of just take a quick glance into the compound and then drop back down?
So you can jump up, grab on, and pull yourself up to take a look if you would like.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
I'll follow Brackfoot and what he's trying to do, and I'm gonna guidance him in being able to do this. Add a little extra guidance to you.
Alright, give me a second, because I found this really cool map. Try to use it. No, don't do that.
And for my guidance, I'm gonna say, so I know you got this, man, but you know, let's give you a little extra something. I know you got this though, but you know, doesn't hurt to have a little extra.
Yeah.
Let's just. You know what? We'll just do it with no. This fog of war thing does not work very well. Let me know if you guys can see this map.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of slick. So Benedict, El Cerise, Decel. Did you guys want to go over here maybe?
Yeah.
On the back end. Chili, where are you at?
I guess I probably went around the one side because we were initially splitting up, correct?
Ping me where you're standing, and I'll put you.
I'll go to the side. Oh, I am drawing again, my bad. I'll go over here.
Okay, and Inoki, where are you at? I haven't heard from you in a while. You all right?
I'd be over here with Benedict and El Cerise.
All right. El Cerise, you knock frantically on the door for what seems like quite a while, and then finally a well-dressed sort of guy comes out and comes to the door and says, "Why are you banging on our door at such a late hour? What is the emergency?"
Hello. Well, we're just in the neighborhood, passing out flyers, and we have, a really great, possible business opportunity for you. Have you ever heard of Trollskull Alley?
Solicitors at this time of day? Madam, it is late. If you do not leave immediately, we shall call the town guard.
I mean, do you really want to pass up
If
on
you
this
leave now,
business
and starts walking away.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's kind of late.
I couldn't have tried to persuade him at all? No?
Even if you're older 20, he's still going to be mad at you.
Okay, well, it's worth a shot.
Maybe we should have warned him.
Brackfoot, you do a little hoppity hop, and you kind of can see into this courtyard area. You can see that this is clearly some type of stables. You can even hear the horses when you kind of get up to the top. And you just see the back of this building. There's a back entrance like right here, and a little bit of a courtyard area, but you don't see much in your quick second.
I'll tell Dissel. I don't think I learned anything from that.
How nice do the stables look?
I mean, the wall and door look pretty good.
These are some fancy people.
Chili, were you doing anything crazy over there, or?
No. Just watching and waiting.
All right, guys, what are we doing?
What do you guys
I
think?
guess
Should we
maybe we
scout
should-
the place out and just overnight and see, like, watch the place?
I mean, we could. Should I leave this flyer here? Or should I take it with us so there's no evidence?
Maybe we can try again tomorrow with the flyer
Okay.
if we need.
Brackfoot, how confident are you can get over this wall?
Decently confident, but again, there's this whole crime thing that I'm not loving.
Well, you know when we fought that Grumshire fella?
Yeah.
I happened to pick up a wand of invisibility that can make you invisible if you want to be able to scout out the place.
How does the wand of invisibility work?
Well, I give it a little flick of the wrist and you go invisible, my friend. As long as you don't attack anybody or use any sort of magic, and you'll remain invisible.
For how long?
An hour, I think? Let me just double check. 1 sec. Pretty sure it's an hour.
Let's talk with the group, I guess.
Okay, we'll bring it to a group vote.
So we'll move around to the rest
Yeah.
of the group and discuss it with them.
Because there's
Okay.
definitely something going on in here.
Are you guys still hanging out front of the villa, or did
Move
you
away a
decide
little
that
bit.
was?
I think we moved a little ways away.
To the side, yeah. Away from the gate so he doesn't call the guards on us.
Okay. You guys are together. What are you doing?
Invisibility is an hour, by the way.
So, What did you guys find out?
Not a lot.
They had some
That it's laid
nice
out.
stables. But I was telling Brackfoot that, remember I gave you that wand of invisibility, Chili? I think it could come in handy right about now to let Brackfoot sneak in there and kind of sleuth around. Maybe figure out if our nimble right's in here.
Oh, well, it's your wand. And he'll hand it back to you. You do with it what you wish. I don't know if that's the best way of doing things. Certainly effective. I don't know if the guards would be okay with it.
Well,
I mean,
You-
it'll
hopefully
probably be
he's a-
fine if we don't get caught.
Hopefully he avoids all the guards. That's kind of the main reason why I'm sending him in invisible.
Also, does Brackfoot still have the thing, the like message? Was it a sending stone or was it something
Sending ring.
else?
Yes.
A sending ring. Okay.
Yes, and I do. I think me and Anoki both still have it.
That is correct.
Well then,
But what's the
you
plan if
could
we do find
send-
it?
well, I assume Brackfoot will tell us what room it's in, and we're gonna kidnap it? I don't know. We'll figure something out.
That doesn't sound very smart.
Okay. Then
Well, we
what
want
other
to
options
we
do you
want
have?
to we want to confirm that it's here first and foremost, and then we can at very least stake out the place for a while.
Well, I mean, if we're planning on spending a large amount of time here, why don't I just summon one of my familiars, and it can stake out the place?
I like his idea.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Right? Like, there's nothing illegal about a lizard, or something.
You got what you need to make this magic happen?
I should have.
Well, if that's the safest option, say we go for it.
Yeah.
Brackfoot's a little gun shy on sneaking into someone's house.
Look, I'm not one to break the law, all right? I respect the laws of this city. I don't feel the need to break into a home unless it's absolutely urgent. And this doesn't feel urgent.
There does seem
No,
to be
I feel
an
like
evil
this is
arcane
urgent.
thing in there.
The potential for a fireball wielding puppet is not urgent enough for you.
But
Okay.
If it leaves, then we'll see it. If
Maybe
it
there's-
stays in the house,
Maybe they got
it
a
stays in the
connection.
house.
Maybe there's a connection to the sewer you don't know about. You don't know.
then maybe we should investigate the sewers.
What are you
Well, I mean,
what are you
Well-
crazy? The Xanathar guild's in there. Are you nuts?
Aren't you friendly with them?
No.
Oh wait, it's the Centaurs. isn't
It's
it?
the centaur.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I don't know what evil people our friendly neighborhood person over here is friendly with.
How dare you, sir?
Okay.
Sure.
Well, just send it. Send it.
Well, we got.
Actually, it's the best option we have.
All right, so we gotta wait an hour.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna cast it as a ritual.
Right here.
Well, I mean, is there like a secluded alley that we can go into?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, there's some alleys, but it's in between houses and stuff.
We'll body block him. Body block for him.
Nothing suspicious about 6 people chilling in an alley.
Lighting fires.
I'll use minor illusion to cover Chili in a box.
Ooh, smart.
He can do what he wants under there.
All right,
Then
you will
we're
have.
just like,
Go ahead.
no, but then we're just standing in the alley. Then
So about this time, a couple guards start strolling down the street.
okay.
Do it.
And they haven't spotted you yet, but they're heading your way.
We start strolling.
Yep, that sounds like a smart idea.
Okay, where are you guys heading now? Are you heading back to Trollskull, or?
At this late hour, that might be the smart idea to do.
We know the house at the very least. We know potentially where they come back to, or they're operating out of. So at least we know where the house is.
All right, you guys get back to Trollskull Manor, and Rainier is actually sitting on the porch waiting for you guys. And he kind of says, "You guys really need to get some furniture out here, so it's a little more comfortable than sitting on these steps."
You just agreed to the loan, Rainier. We haven't had time to buy anything.
Even so, he goes, "I have some information for you."
Oh, really? What would that information be?
Well, he beckons you to talk inside. And he says that a North Ward resident saw Erstel, the Zentarum agent, enter Gralhund Villa in the North Ward shortly after the incident. 2 city watch constables spoke to Lord Gralhund, and he assured them no one broke in, so they couldn't have any grounds for a search warrant, and dropped the matter.
Well,
So we need to watch that place.
I think so.
What did you guys discover?
There's a
Nimblewright.
a rogue Nimblewright that appears to be at Gralhund Manor as well. We think it's the Nimblewright that set off the firebolt.
Well, certainly the Gralhund estate deserves a thorough investigation. Any ideas?
Well, who lives there? Do you know?
Lord Gralhund and his wife.
Anyone else?
Servants.
And what's
Or
the
any guests.
what's the standing of the Gralhund family in Waterdeep? Are they like a noble family, things like that?
As far as I know, they are in fine standing. Though, like all nobles, they want to get further ahead. But as far as who lives there, it would probably be just Lord and Lady Gralhund and their attendants, bodyguards, bed chambermaids,
Any
butlers.
any like reason why they might align with the Zentarum?
I mean, I don't know anything further. I'm sorry.
Do you know if there's any way we can get an audience with them?
Highly doubtful. Unless you had some type of pretense.
But it sounds like the only real option is to sneak in.
I mean, you could, but if you're caught, you will certainly be arrested for breaking and entering.
Sending a lizard in. Or whatever it is you do, Chili. Might be the best option.
Yeah, I can always do that.
Should we give you some time to do your thing? Then we can make our way back.
Yeah. Yep, that would work.
Anybody opposed?
So we're planning on sending Chili's lizard in there.
Seems
Get
like
the
the
lay of the
best
land.
option so far.
Yeah. Minimal risk
The
and get some
least
info.
likely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after all, it is for a good cause, right? If that thing's in there, I mean, he's dangerous. Or it.
So, what are you going to cast your familiar as?
A spider, actually.
Okay, and you have to be within 100 feet of said spider to get to look through it, or to communicate with it. But I think you can give it instructions to do something and then come back.
Yeah, so...
But I'm gonna warn you because it just takes on the spider stats, right?
Yeah.
So its intelligence is a 1. So it's certainly
Picks
not
up
going to give
residence
you,
in the alley.
certainly not going to give you a detailed layout. But it might be able to answer a question.
Okay. Would it be able to tell me if there was a robot in there?
I mean, it won't understand the concept of robot.
Ah, so if it just saw like a fancy suit of armor. Okay. Alright, let's try something with a higher intelligence.
So anything under intelligence of 4 or something like that, which would be most, I think, familiars, are going to be pretty tough to communicate anything super complex. You know what I'm saying? They can definitely tell you if there's something there, and they can tell you if how many, maybe even there's one or there's a bunch. But they really can't give you any kind of super details. You have to be able to see through their eyes to get
Okay.
that benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, alright, so here's my plan then. I will... Yeah, I can cast something while Find Familiars out, yeah?
Well, I mean, you have to spend an hour doing the find familiar, but the familiar sticks around until it dies or you dismiss it.
Yeah, okay. So what I will do then is go ahead and cast the Find Familiar. And then I would like to... fuck. Well, maybe I'll just circle the compound so I'm staying within, 100 feet or so.
So when you do look through the creature's eyes during that time, you are deaf and blind.
Yeah. Okay, I will need someone
I'll walk
to
with you.
guide this old man around.
I'll stick with him, guide him around if you need to, Chili.
The old man needs his exercise.
All right, so that's the plan, is to go back.
Yep.
So
I feel like this plan's fallen apart before it began, but yep.
Is everybody going? Or just the 2 of them?
I think Benedict is gonna go, but not with them, so he'll be a block further away, just kind of wandering up and down, doing a bigger loop. So he's relatively close if he hears screaming or something.
Are we taking a
Okay.
leisurely stroll at 3 a.m. in the morning or something? What time is it
Oh.
now?
I'll go with you. on your leisurely stroll, Benedict.
Perfect.
I'll go on a separate leisurely stroll.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would I be able to use the Ring of Sending while wild shaped?
You would be able to.
This already sounds like a better plan.
Yeah.
Well, Anoki can take the form of something to infiltrate as well. I can't do anything flying or until like 5th level, I think. But I
You
don't
can
need to
do
fly.
any creature though, so you can do besides flying or swim speed, I think. So you can do a spider, you could do a rat, you can do any of these things.
Small.
Say, I tell you what, if you want to do something that'll get inside, I can get like a bat familiar for it's night, and I can like look through the windows in the upper floors.
Okay. I just need to know what the CR stuff is. Okay. Yeah.
And you can also do anything that's a CR 0, which is anything on the familiar list. So like a spider is a CR challenge rating 0.
Okay.
So or I mean I think there's a bunch of other ones you can do like a what's a rat?
Also 0, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so you just have to do something below that. So
What are you limited to right now? 1/4?
That sounds right. I'm trying to find.
Yeah,
I think it's
next.
a quarter, unless you took the bear totem or whatever
No.
the moon druid that gets special.
Yeah, I'm at a quarter until next level, and then it goes to half. So quarter and below. I can become a cow. I didn't even know that. That's funny. Yeah.
How it charges into the estate.
I think a rat would probably be the idea.
Okay.
Or actually, no. The spider has dark vision. Never mind. I'll do the spider.
Okay. But I'm assuming you're gonna walk over there and do it.
Oh yeah.
Because I think a spider's movement's pretty slow. Yeah, 20 feet. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to that. So Benedict and Elcerise are doing some walk, trying while whistling. Don't look suspicious.
Yep.
Chili and let's see. Let's do. You guys are walking. Chili and Docell, are you guys doing walks as well?
Well, yeah, I guess I'll do one circle around the building just while my bat familiar is peeping in through the windows.
Okay.
I'll just have my like hand on his shoulder and just kind of guiding him around.
Alright.
I actually, since Inoki is gonna be talking to me, I will stick with them and also like pretend to guide him. I guess really guide him. That way I can pass information.
Okie dokie. Inoki, what do you want to? Where do you start?
Oh, where's the thing spinning the most?
It was not. It's not accurate, so like, it's not going to pinpoint it to like an exact location. It was just spinning most at the compound in general. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe I will I'll probably start like right here, crawl over, and then look for a window to go into.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find a little window. So I'm just gonna play this out quickly, so we don't take up the whole group's time. But So you slip in through like a little bit of a window, and this is a library. There's kind of tall bookshelves packed with tomes, and you see nobody's in there. Just books and a couple of chairs and a little table.
Okay. Then I move into this room.
So this room south is looks like a little bit of a study. Uh, it's got some nice big comfy leather chairs and some other stuff in it, but nobody's in there. Moving into this is over here is kind of like a dining hall, and in there are two guards, and they look like they're kind of in fancy dress, um, similar to estate guards that you've seen around Waterdeep. But also in there, you see two of the um, black leather-clad Zentarum thugs sitting in there as well.
Do they look fleshy or do they look metallic?
You don't see a nimble right.
Okay.
Over in here is a bedroom where Lord and Lady Galhund are asleep. Over here and stuff, you see some kitchen and those kind of things. And then in here is a kind of a bunkhouse for a bunch of servants. There's a couple of Zentarum looking dudes sleeping, along with a bunch of other house guards as well. And then I'm assuming upstairs, you can kind of peek in through the windows. Up here, you see some like a big ballroom here, and a couple guest rooms.
It's all
along this
blacked
side.
out.
Yep.
Oh, why is it all blacked out?
If
It's
you have the
nice, it's
dynamic
dark.
lighting
Fog
on,
of
it's because we
War.
don't have tokens.
No, it's because it had Fog of War on it. Now you guys can see it, yeah?
Okay.
Yep.
So this is like a ballroom, and then there's some other guest rooms here with some people in them, but you're not quite sure who they are. Let me see. There's one. Give me 1 second. There is also a small room. This one here, which has two small children sleeping in it. In Inoki, you get all this information pieced together a little bit with the bat. So you guys have a pretty good layout, and there seems to be a couple dozen people in there.
Okay.
I missed it, but did you guys check out the stable?
Brackfoot looked at it earlier, I think, right?
I mean, I looked at the outside.
Yeah, there's just some horses in there, a room here for some stable hands that are asleep, and then a storage room for some things.
All right. Well, I'll come out of my blind and deaf mode. I'll just kind of translate, kind of what I saw to sell.
So you didn't get quite all that information, and Noki has most of it, but he will relay that to you. You guys kind of found that as a combined team. You did not see any automatons or nimble rights, though. and it's starting to get light out. Got about 30 minutes till dawn breaks.
Well, I didn't see a whole lot in the upstairs. Certainly no nimble rides.
Well,
Inoki, are you gonna be hightailing it out of there now, or what are you doing?
Yeah, after I get a good glance, I'll use the sending and say, I haven't seen anything. I'm going to come out.
is the old doodad still spinning?
Yeah, certainly he's in there somewhere, but you guys only had a little bit of time, and the spider doesn't move terribly fast, so you spend a good hour and a half, 2 hours looking around, but it's starting to get daytime. The house is starting to get kind of moving, and certainly your presence will be noticed.
Yeah.
But you noticed a couple dozen people all in the house, a mix of guards and Zentarum.
Should we discuss on the way back?
Probably a good idea to get out of here.
All right. Let me do this for you. I'm gonna leave that, and then I'm gonna put these two on there as well. If it will load. Yeah. Because we're gonna wrap it up here. But I'm gonna leave these maps on here, and I think you guys can see them all, right?
Yep.
Yep. So I'll leave them like that, and then you guys can come up with a plan, right?
Awesome.
Let me put everybody's characters back on here in case you wanna do something. Chili, Isel, Elceris, Inoki. There you go. You guys can put your characters down or write on here or whatever you want to do. Cool?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
All right, for next time, you guys can tell me what you want to do for the tavern, and then I can come up with a price list or whatever. If you guys need help, just shoot me text or a message on Discord, and then let me know what you want to do for next time.
Alrighty.
Okay, cool.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. All right, guys, we'll catch you next week.
All right.
Have a good one.
See you later.
Thanks.
Bye.